What's going on, A+, Nerd Mixes? It's your boy, Indy Uchiha, Mr. Nerd Mix Alpha himself, and I'm here to bring you the review for episode 5 of Secret Invasion, Harvest. Hats off. Before we get started, we have to give that MVP of this episode to Olivia, because it's nothing without her. From Nick Fury getting in the car with her and her playing, you know what I'm saying, having the rap music banging, and he's like, this is what we're doing. She's like, yeah, this is what we're doing. To her taking out the Skrull that was holding on to the doctor and just shooting point blank range. Just everything about her is amazing. To when she running through and just taking out all the Skrulls that have impersonated people in high power. And her going through one by one, just, you know what I'm saying, taking them out. Yo, she is an asset to this show. Even making sure that Fury gets safely to pick up the Harvest was cool. One of the most ridiculous things I saw in this episode was Fury doing his suit up montage, and every single thing, whether it's the eye patch, the gun, or the trench coat that he was picking up, all that could have fit in one locker, all that being in a separate locker. Unless those are all separate devices, like it's more than just the trench coat, it's more than just the eye patch, it's more than just, you know what I'm saying, a high-tech pistol, and they each had to be stored in separate situations. But I wish in that case we would have saw him like activating stuff or anything like that, but he didn't. And him putting the eye patch on now after everything that went on, I mean, I don't know, that just felt kind of goofy to me. This episode was basically Fury setting up to be able to do everything he needs to do. He got the president of the house, trying to protect the president. Skrull Rhodey came in, you know what I'm saying, took over, is trying to convince the president into nuking New Skrulla, or whatever the new, you know what I'm saying, place is called where they're staying, because Gravik is trying to play this mental chess game with Fury, which I really believe he could have achieved his goal already if he wasn't so obsessed with Fury. So like, every villain always has a fault, and I think his obsession with Nick Fury, or trying to beat Fury at his own game, is what is eventually going to take him, Gravik, down. Skrull Rhodey is getting a lot more screen time than I think regular Rhodey has got, you know what I'm saying, the whole time he's been in the MCU, so that's good. Anytime Samuel L. Jackson and Don Cheadle can interact on the screen is very, very, very good to me. You see Gaia come back and link up with Fury. Talos is already, you know what I'm saying, filled Nick Fury in on what's going on. You could tell how she didn't like her father's ideology, but she loved her father, she's grieving her father. And I think she had felt kind of weird that it felt like Fury wasn't grieving him. So she wants to give a proper burial to her father, so he tells her to go find Vera. So she links up with Vera, and they have a cool like fight scene against some of those top Skrull agents or whatever is going. They end up fighting their way up out of there. The reason why Vera wanted to stay at the house, because it was home for her. It was what brought Nick home, and her obsession. A lot of this has to do with like obsessions with Nick Fury. Her obsession with Nick Fury. And, you know, like Gaia telling her that he liked the real, you like the real form. It's like, we'll never find out, you know, what's going to happen. All that conversation was cool, but it's making it feel like people are just absurdly obsessed with Nick Fury for no reason. When Nick Fury couldn't do anything on his own. It's interesting that without his like secret spy group of Skrulls and everything that's going on, he wouldn't even be at the level he is now, to the point that we find out the reason why the Avengers DNA has been collected is because, and the reason Gravik knows about it is because he was leading the team that went in to collect all the DNA. Now, when they go to get this DNA, it's at a grave that says, you know what I'm saying, a grave of Nick Fury. Nick Fury says that he has a lot of these graves and stuff around, but he only gets one vial. So I'm wondering if like the vial was already if the vial is all of the Avenger DNA already compiled into, you know what I'm saying, one super dose. Now this is what's interesting. We've been having Black Widow drops, you know what I'm saying, the whole series basically. And we get the veil, you know what I'm saying, of what's going on. We had a name dropped, I think, of a country once, and it was something else. I can't remember what it was, but if you guys remember what that other one was, put it in the comments below. I didn't take notes this episode like I normally do, but as of Nick Fury saying that he has to do things on his own, this is an interesting concept to me, because I believe that it might be leading to somebody that nobody was thinking about, possibly, because we're all want to know who he was on the phone with. A lot of people say he was on the phone with Gravik. I don't know if he's on the phone with Gravik. People want to be Coulson. People wanted it to be Daisy Johnson, but I don't believe that Nick Fury can finish this fight himself and what's going on. I want to know if you guys rock with me on this. What if it's the Thunderbolts? Right? What if it's the friggin' Thunderbolts? And what happens here is leading to the Thunderbolts, because I don't see Captain Marvel in there, because I don't see him calling in any big hitters. And what if that vial that he has of Avenger DNA leads to the Sentry? Because I'm pretty sure we know that the Sentry is going to end up being in the Thunderbolts movie. So what if that vial that he has of all the Avenger DNA leads to the creation of the Sentry, which also leads to the main plot, I guess, of what's going to happen in the Thunderbolts movie? So you have somebody like that, you know what I'm saying? Maybe Natasha's sister, you know what I'm saying, come back and end up helping Nick Fury and what he's gonna do. I'd rather it be Daisy Johnson, because I want that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. connection, because I was such an Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. fan, but it just makes more sense to me. And with the movies that are coming out and everything that's going on, with it being a member of the Thunderbolts or the Thunderbolts team that comes in to bail Fury out, because why not fight villains with other, you know what I'm saying, villains or compromised individuals? Because everybody thinks that he's going to bring in the Avengers, just like Gravik said, we'll be prepared for them if he calls in his friends. But what if somebody he calls in aren't his friends? That's what I feel like this whole episode for me is leading up to, and Fury defining himself and being able to do something on his own, not having to call in his friends or whatever for help, but actually being able to outsmart Gravik, which I believe he can. But this Nick Fury has been seeming like he's vulnerable, which I think they want him to seem like that, because we always view Nick Fury as being untouchable. And I really feel like this series has humanized him and will probably level the playing field for future or what happens in this series takes him past, you know what I'm saying, untouchable, or just places him in the background where he becomes that Zordon figure that's sending the team on everywhere's go. We stop seeing him as much as we see him, even though we know he's in the Marvels movie coming up. We don't know how much he's actually in that movie, you know? So it's going to be interesting to see where they go from here with this. This episode seems like it was just setting up the climax of what we're going to get this Wednesday. So it was a lot of moving pieces going on. They even had the Skrulls try to stage a coup against Gravik, when Gravik killed like his first lieutenant for questioning what he did and questioning him not taking out Fury when they had to, when they was trying to take out the president, when he had the opportunity to. Excuse me, it's early in the morning, guys. And he ends up killing a bunch of Skrulls, and that fight scene was cool. And actually seeing Gravik in his full Skrull, even though it looked fake, you know what I'm saying, like the makeup and everything didn't look too good, that big old nose, but seeing him go full Skrull, like, and then just taking people out with the different abilities he has, especially that those abilities from Groot, was amazing. They almost had him. They were trying to put the plastic bag over his face, suffocate him out, beat him up, but nah, he's just too big, too bad, too strong. And I think he establishes control through fear of what's going to happen. But I really do feel like those that were on his side, how he feels like he has things under control, isn't going to happen, because when you lead through fear, people always try to find out a way to, you know what I'm saying, conquer their fear. And before, they were believed in who he was and his sign of bringing them home and peace. And now it just looks like he's out with a vendetta. What's the true reason behind the way he feels? I don't know, but I think we're going to get that this episode. I think it's more than what we've been told as far as the relationship between Gravik and Nick Fury. So I'm interested in what you guys think about my Thunderbolts thoughts and who you think is going to show up, if anybody, to help out Nick Fury, because it just not seem like a battle that he handle on his own. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Can't wait for this final episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And come on, man, let's really talk about this. Let's really break this down before Wednesday and see if we can, and see if we, as you know what I'm saying, a fandom, A-plusers, you know what I'm saying, Mr. Nervix, so see if we can come up with what's going to happen in this episode before it comes out. All right. Until next time, keep it A+. This has been a Nerd Mix. India.